Okay.
There it
There we
goes.
go.
So the movie we watched for this week was Casablanca. And I got this AI introduction to it, so I'll just go through it. It's pretty good. So it's the scene or the year is 1941. The movie was made and released during the height of World War II, just after the attack on Pearl Harbor. The immediate relevance made it a powerful piece of contemporary propaganda and entertainment. The setting is Casablanca, Morocco. The city was a real-life bottleneck at the time, a chaotic, neutral, but German-controlled port city where refugees, spies, and resistance fighters all converged, desperate for exit visas to London and freedom in America. Some of the highlights and keys. This is more than a simple romance. While it is one of the greatest love stories ever filmed, it is also a gripping espionage thriller, a tale of political intrigue, sacrifice, and moral dilemmas. There are themes like duty versus desire, political neutrality, redemption, and the clash between cynicism and idealism. The film asks the question, when does a cynical man decide to take a stand? I thought that was interesting. Some of the main characters, the three main characters, Rick Blaine, Humphrey Bogart, the tough, cynical American club owner who claims neutrality, but is deeply entangled in the local web of war and crime. Ilse Lunn was played by Ingrid Bergman, the mysterious woman from Rick's past who arrives with her husband, forcing Rick to confront a past he thought he'd left behind. Victor Laszlo, played by Paul Henreid, the noble, heroic Czech resistance leader who represented the moral center of the film. Finally, this gives a couple of fun facts about the movie. The movie is famous for having more memorable, quotable lines than almost any other film in history. One of them being, "Here's looking at you, kid," and of all the gin joints, that one.
No.
The music, the iconic Bittersweet Song, As Time Goes By, and the powerful use of music, including the national anthem spell.
Mhm.
And this is one I didn't realize, the unscripted ending. Even
Mhm.
the actors didn't know how the movie would end while they were filming it, which adds to the genuine tension you see on the screen. So, I mean, I really liked it. I mean, I assume everybody really liked it. I mean, what's not to like? But I never had sat down and watched this movie all the way through. So
Oh.
it's nice to kind of, watch it in its totality and get a feel for it. And mostly when I talk to friends and relatives about watching it, they just went on about the quotes, for somebody who had never seen it for years or whatever. It's amazing how many quotes came from the movie and that memory for people
Mhm.
in doing it. So anyway, that was the movie. I had some other things written down here too, but I'll kind of get into that as we go along. Did everybody like the choice?
Oh,
Oh,
gosh,
gosh,
yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Anything different from when you'd seen it before? Did everybody feel like they had seen it before, that embraced it in its totality, or do you feel like it's
Yeah.
bits and pieces like I did?
Oh, I've seen it all the way through several times.
Yeah, I have too. I mean, it's one of those movies that for me, you can watch it over and over again and still see new things. Actually, that's what I try to focus on this time, because most of the time, of course, I never looked at it like I was looking to talk about it in a movie group before, but so I was looking at it a little differently. And I always thought of, Rick as the hero and all the characters, and I decided to focus on Ilsa because she, she kind of is it seems like she's in the background, but in reality, at least this is what I realized, is that all the way through it, she's the only one that knows everything, knows what's going on in terms of her marriage. And she has, she's in love with Rick, but she's married to Victor. And she's the one that has to hold all this stuff in, while Rick gets cynical because she left him, and Victor doesn't know about Rick. So nobody knows anything, but she knows everything. And it's just, and I looked at her in a different light this time, is that she's the one that's strong. She's the one that holds everything in. And she's the one that had to make the choice, like, the choices on her own. So I really liked watching her this time more than I watched Bogey. And the other thing that I really looked at this time was the humor in the film. But the humor was, I had forgotten how funny, especially Claude Rains. He's so
good.
funny in all of it. But there's so many, all the characters in the bar, there's so many funny characters. I remember that, that couple that's going to America and they're only going to speak English. And he asks her what time it is, but he says, which watch? And he says, watch, which watch, or something that means, I don't
Such
know.
watch.
Yeah, what
It's a
watch?
great-
What watch? Yeah, 10 watch or something. I mean, but all of it is so. I just thought the humor, especially Claude Rains, he's like the ultimate.
It's almost Marx Brothers like.
Yeah, yeah.
I was thinking Keystone Cops in a way.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, I'm shocked that there's gambling. Here's your winnings. Yeah,
Thank you very much.
yeah. That's yeah. I mean, everything. So it's one of my favorite films for sure.
One thing that I learned was they took all the shots of her, Ingrid, from her left side. That's her best side. And they were always careful to get shots where her eyes were just sparkling.
Yeah.
Yeah, they filtered her pretty well. They had filters on the camera.
He was regarded as looking dewy.
Dewey?
Yeah.
Dewy.
For me,
Okay.
I think I looked at this movie last time around probably as more of a romantic story. And this time I looked at it as more of a political story, with the romance was intertwined with all that, but it was about the resistance, and it was about sort of good versus evil and that kind of stuff. And the romance had sway over some of that, but it really, the strongest thing and what eventually carried the day was the higher good.
Yes.
There's a quote in there somewhere that this is much more important than two
the
little
problems
people.
of three little people
Yeah.
going onto a hill of beans. Yeah.
So I found that interesting. I also was reading about it. There's a huge Wikipedia page about this thing. It's really long, but there was a movie production code that existed at the time this movie was made, and it forbade them to have a woman leave her husband for another man. So, according to the movie rules at that time, she couldn't do that. So that was kind of a foregone conclusion if you were making the movie, that they could never have that happen.
No
I'd
kidding.
forgotten in previous watchings that she dropped the little nugget that she was married to him before, when they had a fling in Paris.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Early
She
on
thought he
in the
was
movie.
dead. When she had her
Right.
relationship with Rick in Paris, she thought Victor was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that made her less of a, I don't know.
But in the mores of the day, she
Yeah.
was still married.
Right.
I
But she
thought
didn't
though
know.
that at the ending, I mean, weren't there the two endings, and they didn't, and one of them was she goes with Rick and the other one she goes with Laszlo? Isn't that how, or she
I think they
stays with
talked
Rick?
about it in that Wikipedia page. I think they mentioned that.
Yeah. So it's interesting that she would have, I mean, that would mean that she'd have to leave with her husband at the end, with Victor. You know what I mean? If that was a foregone conclusion, I didn't think that would be. Maybe.
I'm with Bill. I'm not sure I've ever seen it all the way through, and I know I've never watched it as a student trying to figure out what the themes are and what, political ramifications are. What I read, and I think I was probably on the Wikipedia page, because it came out, in the aftermath or during World War II, the appeal to it was the sacrifice over romance and the gallantry exhibited. But I think in the years since then, it's the music and the quotes that have added to its reputation. And now I enjoy watching it because you can, oh, that's where that quote came from, or oh, that's now I get it. But I think when it first came out, it was seen as a movie of duty over romance. And since then, that's kind of moved into the background, and its appeal because of its quotes and its stars and their reputation has grown. So it's kind of it's an onion with layers that you can peel back and like it for a lot of different reasons. But I think the original reasons were patriotic.
Now, kind of coming back to what Jeff said, in the bar, when the Germans start to sing their national anthem, and then Victor gets up and leads the band in the French national anthem, and everybody starts singing, and even the woman on the guitar, who'd kind of been nicer to the Germans than anybody wanted her to be, she joins in, and and at the end, everybody hollers "Vive la France!" and that's when shit hits the fan. But there, so I do think I agree with Jeff. I think in many ways the political tensions that would have been real at the time for the audience watching the movie were a very big part of what made it so compelling. But the other thing was on the screen it's amazing, it's wonderful, but behind the scenes, like all of Michael Curtiz, the director, between the music and the cinematography, the people behind the camera were amazing talents, and you can see it reflected in the film. It's a beautiful film that way.
I don't know if it was on the Wikipedia page, but I think it was a surprise to some people that it won Best Picture, Best Director, and then the mass audience then started paying attention to it. I don't think when it was first released, it was a box office smash. It did okay. And then when the critical world said this is a masterpiece, then the audiences showed up. It sort of had, like I said, it had several lives, first as a release and then as a critically acclaimed movie, and then a star vehicle. So lots of reasons to like it.
The Wikipedia page said that in today's dollars, it would have been about a $15 million film, which is they paid $20,000 for the script, which in today's dollars is like $330,000 or something like that. And it was an unproduced stage play. Right. So that the woman who unearthed this and brought it forward was, I think, fairly brave, and she really hit a lick with that, because it wasn't necessarily
it said that 20 grand was the highest anybody had ever paid for an play.
Was she hit a lick one of the quotes in the movie, Jeff?
That's my quote.
I haven't heard that one in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the first thing I noticed was the timing was incredible for what it came out in 1942, and the war was on, and everything. It was like the statement that it had to be making to people all around the world.
Yeah,
I thought it said
until December of 41. So yeah, it was right on the heels of the United States getting
and that's what I think the Wikipedia page said, that they wanted to present it as though it occurred before Pearl Harbor, while it was produced and released after. They wanted it to not be affected by America's and the world's plans post December 41.
Yeah.
Well, by 1942, or when this is produced in late 41, Europe's already been at war. For 2 years.
Yeah.
And,
officially, but longer than that.
Yeah, and the Japanese in the Orient. So, I mean,
so didn't he go to Poland in 39? Was it 39 that he went?
39, yeah.
So, yeah,
September 1st,
in the
1939.
yeah. So,
Blitzkrieg. I think
yeah,
that was
he's been in the,
1940.
yeah, people, and I found it, I found it typical to what's going on today in many respects. But again, that's, I don't know, just because the corruption and you know, as Gary would say, the arc, what his character that goes from cynic to, you know, kind of altruistic, kind of turning. It's like so many people are cynical now, and we need something to turn to make them turn, at least I think.
Well, I think the
Rick
theme
was pretty cynical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end, by the end, he was, I mean, he wasn't cynical before she left him. You know, in Paris, he wasn't cynical at all.
Right.
You know, when he and her met and fell in love and all that, he was pretty optimistic. It was when she left him and broke his heart. I think that's where he really, and there's a line in there. He says, "I don't stick my neck out for nobody." It was like, I don't care who, you know, Duarte gets killed, and that's supposed to be his friend, you know, the one that left him the letters of transit.
Yeah.
You know, they were supposed to be enemies, but he, you know, he trusted him to leave him the letters of transit, and he didn't care that he was murdered. You know, he was taken by them, and then they were murdered, and you know, he just was.
And yet, when the woman that was, you know, that came to him and said, you know, can you know,
Yes.
she was intending to sleep with Captain Reynaud in order to get letters
Yeah.
of transit, and Rick intervenes, you can tell he still has,
Yeah,
at his
and based on
core,
his background too, that he was
he's-
working with all these groups that were kind of, you know, anti-Nazi. So
He kind of had his own sense of what's cool and what's not cool.
yeah,
So he basically, we're not going to do that, but we'll do this. And it was completely at his discretion, and he kind of
Yeah.
had his own little fiefdom there. So
oh
I
yeah,
thought his setup was, in a way, was kind of sweet. He kind of had a lot of different connections and so forth. But
He was the government.
right,
right, yeah.
Donna, back to your point about cynicism, I think this movie was shown to a nation that was enduring a shared sacrifice. I mean, they were
Mhm.
in the middle of a war, and that shared sacrifice was the unifying factor. And I think back about just to COVID, where there was an effort to everybody to sacrifice, and then people used that as a point of division. I'm not going to follow that rule, or I'm not going to, you know, get vaccinated, or I'm not going to wear a mask. And the chance for a shared sacrifice was lost because we didn't have the leadership in place to unify that. And as I think there may be
good
something
point.
that comes up, but we missed that chance. But I think during World War II, when this movie was topical, that was a shared, you know, that was a shared national
Yeah.
feeling.
Yeah, people were willing to sacrifice,
Yeah.
even for love. Yes.
That's right.
the
They all projected themselves onto Rick as like, yes, that's what I
Sure,
do
sure.
because I've been rationing this and that. And
Right.
of course, that's what we do. Yeah.
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 the days of Rosie the Riveter.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Where does this fall in Bogart's career? Early, middle, late?
I think it's the middle of his
I think
career.
it's middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
Does it ele-
middle.
Does it elevate him to, I mean, is it a vehicle that makes him a superstar? I don't know. I didn't read about that. Or know
I
about
don't know.
that.
I think Treasure of Sierra Madre and the
Yeah, and then what's the one set in Florida during the hurricane?
yeah, the
Key Largo.
Key Largo.
Key
Yeah,
Largo,
that
yeah.
came before
after.
this.
Yeah, an
This-
African Queen. Yeah.
Those came after or before?
I know Key Largo did. I don't know about African Queen.
African King came after, I
Yeah, I
think.
think so.
Yeah.
He did the Maltese Falcon.
was before.
Yeah, that's the same time frame. Yeah, he was first, when he first came out as an actor, he was always the bad guy. He was
He's a
always the villain.
Mhm.
But then, of course, in Philip Marlowe, when he's Philip Marlowe, now he starts being the good guy.
Was he in
and
the Big
still a
Sleep?
gumshoe, you know.
Was the Big Sleep him?
Yes,
Was that
yes.
was he a bad guy? It's been
No,
years.
well, he in the Big Sleep, no.
Oh, how about Ingrid Bergman? Where does this fall in hers? Is this a breakout role, or is it a confirming role, or is it a late in life role?
I think this is one of her new
Yeah, she didn't die until what, the 1960s?
yeah. This
Yeah,
was her
this-
one of her earlier, because
Yeah,
she
she
ends
did
up doing a
earlier.
lot more, but I think this was one, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm just not sure.
Yeah.
But she's young. She's very young in there, so
Right.
yeah.
It can't be a swan song movie because, yeah, she's too young.
Yeah.
I think it
I'm
might
not
have been
sure.
her breakthrough role.
Say again?
I think it might have been her breakthrough role.
Really? Could be, because she's awful young on that.
Yeah.
She was in her 20s
Yeah.
during
Yeah.
this movie.
Mm-hmm.
She was born in 1915.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah, so she would have been in her 30s.
30s, early 30s.
Right.
So it won for Best Picture. Did it win for Best Director too?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Did it
think
win
so.
for anything else? Cinematography?
Yeah,
or-
adapted screenplay.
Oh yeah, from the play.
And 2 nominations for Bogart and Rains. They didn't win.
Should have won for
Mm.
music if it didn't.
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
Bogart ever win an Academy Award?
I think he did
Didn't
for
he win the one where he's the crazy what is that one where he's in court? Oh,
Did
I
he not
hate
win one for African Queen?
Are you thinking of the Kane?
maybe that
Kane
could
Mutiny?
I think
be.
she's thinking of the Kane Mutiny.
Yes,
Yeah.
I am. That's
Bogart
thank you.
Academy
Just fill in
Award.
the blanks, please, because it happens so often.
I did read that Paul Henreid,
Yeah.
he didn't like Humphrey Bogart very much.
Mm-mm.
And
Because he stole his wife.
I was gonna say, he's stuffing his wife.
Well, yeah.
oh really? He stole his wife? I didn't read that.
No,
It's in
no,
the movie.
in the
In the
movie.
movie,
Oh,
in the
Oh,
movie.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, he won Best
Yeah.
Actor for African Queen.
Oh, African Queen. Okay.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
much later. Yeah.
Henreid said that called Bogart a mediocre actor.
Yeah.
And then Bogart called him something like a stiff or something like that. And Henreid didn't really want to sign on until they agreed to give him high billing on the
Really?
credits. Yeah.
Hmm.
If you read one of the threads in the Wikipedia or one of the threads about, how it was received, there were people who piled on a lot of political meaning to this, saying they projected Franklin Delano Roosevelt onto Bogart, and they said it's not it's not a coincidence that the movie is called Casablanca, which means White House. And so there
Yeah.
were lots
Wow.
of people that were adding meaning to the movie that may not have been intended, but
Yeah.
that's what you get to do 20, 30 years later,
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I was thinking he just represented lots of Americans, the innovative American, really.
Yeah.
And all the
Go ahead.
all the characters represented certain segments of society,
Well, then it wasn't just Rick who kind of transforms, it's Captain Renault as well.
Yeah,
By the
well,
end, when
yeah,
Rick,
yes. But
kills
yeah, it's him and Rick.
Wait, let me
Two of
finish.
them.
Let me finish, Donna.
Yeah.
You mean
And when
Captain
you
Renault had a
go ahead, Donna.
Go.
But when he's all through the movie, he's just sort of go along to get along kind of a thing. He's French, but there's the Vichy government. But then after, Rick murders the German commander, and he says, of course, round up the usual suspects. Of course, that's a line that sort of has lived on. But then he takes the Vichy water and dumps it in the trash can, and that's very symbolic of him sort of changing, changing his allegiance, and that's when they walk off together. And this is the beginning of a beautiful friendship. The other big line from the end of that movie.
Yeah.
So are you saying he had an arc?
Oh yeah. don't you
Yeah.
think?
I don't
Yeah.
think so at
Oh,
all.
yeah.
I think he was the same guy throughout.
No, I get what Matt's saying. Burnett,
Mhm.
very, very transactional, the entire movie.
Yeah.
But
But
he
he-
could have had Rick arrested and just stuck with the Germans who were in charge there and, led an easy life, and he doesn't.
Well, like I said,
And he
Rick
lets,
was the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's French. He's going to do the romantic thing at the end.
And the
Yeah.
correct
Right.
thing.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Round up the usual suspects.
Yeah.
And that
right.
was
In other
used
words,
earlier in the movie
yeah,
too,
I'm not
wasn't
going
it?
to charge
Yeah,
this guy.
that wasn't the first
as my
time that
pal.
happened.
But in the earlier part of the movie, he says, we've rounded up twice the usual suspects.
Right. Yeah.
Oh,
To impress
that's how
the
good we are, yeah.
Germans.
To impress the Germans, right?
yeah. That was good.
I did read that Ingrid Bergman's like 2 or 3 inches taller than Humphrey Bogart. I saw this one
really?
picture.
Yeah, he
Saw
wore
this
lift.
one picture where he was wearing these risers on his shoes that were like 3 or 4 inches tall, so he could
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
get above her.
Look her in the eye. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've seen that picture too, Bill. It's like, oh, because they
Hmm.
literally
Just-
look funny, those lifts, on men's shoes.
Mhm.
Just another small leading man.
Yeah.
Mahoney, had you seen this movie multiple times?
Number of times. In fact, I had just seen it several weeks before it got selected. So yeah, I've probably seen it a half dozen times.
Did it have any different meaning any time you viewed it?
No, I mean, I'm sort of like Jeff in the sense just because of my perspective on stuff. I'm always pretty intrigued by the political intrigue of the storyline, and that the romance happens after it. I've always wondered whether or not Americans in 1942 had a good understanding of what was happening in France in terms of the Vichy government versus the resistance. I don't think that came to a wider understanding for Americans until later on in the war, but I don't know that for a fact. The romance set on the backdrop of a semi-neutral, semi-open city, on the northern coast of Africa, point of transit. That always appealed to me, and then you throw that wonderful love story on top of it. I mean,
I've always wondered how many Americans understand about Free French, Morocco, and flights to Lisbon, and all the stuff that had to go on for a lot of those people to escape. When you hear about who did the nuclear bomb?
We did.
But because people came here.
Oppenheim.
Well,
Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer and
And-
who's the big one?
Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Anyway,
Well, is it clear?
Einstein.
Oh, Einstein. yeah.
Einstein.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm clear on who's distributing exit visas. The Germans, the French, the Moroccans. Where do you get an exit visa?
They were letters of transit, weren't they? They weren't.
Yes,
They
but
were
they were
letters of
signed by
transit.
de Gaulle, so
De Gaulle.
anybody could use them.
He did say who it was signed by, didn't he?
Yeah, it was signed by de Gaulle,
Oh,
and so anybody could use them. That's why they were so they were worth so much, because you didn't have to have any other paperwork. If you had that, you could leave. So where you got them would be, well, obviously in France, if you knew the right people, like anything, if you knew who you knew.
So Rick had them because somebody forwarded them to him.
No, remember
Ugart.
the 2 Germans that had it, they had them, right? It was 2 Germans that were killed.
Yeah.
And they were killed by Duarte, who was Peter Lorre.
Right.
And he killed them, and he had them, and then he gave them to Rick.
And
And
then
then
he
For
was shot.
safekeeping.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
safekeeping.
and Rick put him in the piano.
Yeah,
Right.
They
he
never-
hid him under the stack of music.
Yeah.
And the go-to destination was Madrid, Lisbon, London,
Lisbon.
Lisbon.
Portugal.
How, anybody know why that was such a jumping off point? Was it neutral at the time?
Must have been.
I think it's also
I don't
about
think
the
it was
closest.
overtaken yet by the Nazis.
Right.
Okay.
I think it's one of the closest points in Europe to America too.
Yeah, I think Portugal was neutral at that time.
And kind of buffered, protected.
Spain was too, right?
Pardon me?
Spain was too, right?
No, Spain was closely allied with the Axis power.
It was an Axis satellite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And another funny part in there
Franco.
with the Italian guy, when the German talking to the Italian guy and kind of shoos him away. You know, I thought it was pretty funny because of, well, you know, just because of the relationship between the Germans and the Italians. So anyway,
I don't remember it.
So Sam is a drummer. He does not play the
In
piano.
real life. Yeah.
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 He dubbed the piano, but he sang.
The music was fabulous. I mean,
Mhm.
gosh, brought back so many memories of growing up and the music, you know, my mother would play and all, but I thought that was interesting that he is not a piano player. And I loved
Really?
the costumes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the women's dresses. It's like, oh, I die to be able to
Yes.
wear one of those again. But I enjoyed that as well. So yeah, all this political stuff, but I'm looking at some other stuff that's going on.
Chris, rewind a second. You grew up in a musical household?
Yes.
Say more. I don't know about that.
Well, my mother played the piano and loved to play 40s music and, well, any kind of music. You know, they had the old hi-fi stereo and he'd put on, you know, an album and crank it up, and my dad thought he could sing and he was in there with her, and so yeah, exactly. I mean, I even played the violin at one point in time and the guitar.
Good to know.
Wow.
No, it does me no good now, but
Do you have
know-
siblings? And if so, are they musicians?
my sister is 3.5 years younger, and she always played the piano. And you can hear any of this old music I'm referencing at any time that you go over to her house. She's still living in that day for some reason.
The first cruise Joan and I ever went on, we didn't know it was a themed cruise, but it turned out to be a big band cruise, and everybody on the ship was 30 years older than us, and it was a blast. It was all, you know, Miller music and what's
Oh,
the
yeah.
player? Anyway,
Great stuff.
easy music to fall in love with.
There
Don,
was a nightclub in Chicago called Rick's Cafe American,
Oh,
and it looked exactly like it. And it was they had bands in there, of course, but I mean, the whole thing, it was like, you know, that sign, Rick's Cafe American, that was the sign. The unfortunate part, and it was in a great area, downtown Chicago, but it was on East Lakeshore Drive, which is not where the main Lakeshore Drive is. It's this little alcove, and there's it didn't stay because really no place to park. It was very hard to park. You had to valet everything. So it was there for about 3 years maybe, and then it just faded away. But it was great fun to go there.
hey, Chris,
found
I
it-
was wondering, do you know, did he sing? You said he played drums, but did he sing those songs?
As far as I know, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have
Yeah.
to go back to where I read that information, but
You know, I was looking at his hands though when he was playing. It looked like he was playing the piano.
Well, you know, they fix that up, so.
It's probably AI.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Get a little more research, yeah.
yeah.
Well, a piano is considered a percussion instrument.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Mhm.
And
A lot of people that, like, I know my daughter was in band in high school, middle school and high school, and she was in percussion, and she eventually learned to play the piano. She didn't love it, she didn't stay up with it, but she did it enough to get her grade. And then
Well,
the
it's like
xylophone
you,
as well.
Jeff.
The
You
xylophone
probably
is a
play the
percussion.
piano pretty well.
I played a little bit.
But I mean, there's a lot of similarities between playing a guitar,
Yeah.
and playing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually, piano is a lot easier to figure out in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
Hey, I did write down a couple of the little tidbits on this. It was mostly shot at Burbank in the studio in Burbank, California.
Mhm.
And the final scene was shot at Van Nuys Airport.
No.
Okay.
But
That was the only non-studio.
So was the scene when the Germans landed. That plane that they came was filmed at Van Nuys Airport.
Nice. Ooh,
Mm.
cool.
just turn the lights down, they all look the same, huh?
Yeah.
See, now I read somewhere that one of the reasons that they used they had it to be a foggy night for the final scene there were a couple of reasons. Number one, it helped hide the fact that that was a miniature version of
Yeah.
an airplane back there, and that there were the people back in the background there by the airplane are little people. They're so if
Really?
they would
Yeah.
with the perspective of an airplane back there.
Wow.
I did not know that.
Did that precede or follow the Wizard of Oz?
Followed.
Followed.
39, right? Isn't like
Yeah,
Follow.
39 was
Yeah.
Wizard of
39?
Oz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wizard of Oz being one of them.
A limited number of opportunities for the little people.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
I also read today that like this was like one of 50 films that got shot there in the studio, and they had no idea that it was going to be the success that it became.
Mm.
Mm.
I mean, they shot a lot of movies in the studios back then.
Oh, yeah.
You wonder how they were able to spend that much money if they had one set, really.
Yeah.
I guess they were paying the actors something.
I mean,
And the whole thing was $1 million or a little over that, but in today's dollars, 15 million.
that was a pretty big cast. I mean, pretty
Sidney
well-known
famous.
cast.
He was a big name. The fat guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sydney
Mhm.
Greenstreet. Yeah.
Ferrari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Peter Lorre.
Cast except for the little people.
Yeah, they got screwed.
I was sad to see Peter Lorre get knocked off so early.
I know.
I mean, there's a lot of good movies out there with him in it.
Mhm.
He was
Guys,
in a
I'm-
Maltese Falcon, wasn't he?
Yep.
Guys, I'm going to bail out. I'm about out of energy. And let me know what the pick is.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
tell you. I'll tell you right now.
Oh,
I think it's my turn, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. My son recommended Best in Show, which is about a dog show, and pretty funny. But
Yeah.
I couldn't help but thinking about the best year, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on that one. So I selected The Tree of Life from 2011, which is a very interesting kind of surrealistic movie, but it's got Brad Pitt and some other famous actors in it. It's kind of a story about kids growing up in a family, but it's also got all this kind of surrealistic imagery and so forth. And I think it was well received, and I watched it and I want to hear what people's interpretations are of this movie, because it isn't, I mean, it's open to a lot of different interpretations. There's a lot of imagery in it. So that's my choice.
I
Is
think,
it-
Chris, you said it's the 19th.
Yes, 5 plus 14 is 19.
I'm sorry, Jeff. What'd you say it was?
The Tree of Life.
Oh, and I was hoping for Best in Show.
2011.
That's a
Yeah.
good one.
You can watch that too.
Two Left Feet.
Or you can see The Big Year if you haven't seen that.
Oh, the Tree of Life is that real abstract kind
Yeah.
of.
Well, it's partly real abstract, but there's a lot of interaction between Brad Pitt as this kind of mean dad and his children and the way that they react to him.
Well, Gary,
So
take
there's
care.
this.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks,
Good to
guys.
see you.
Take
Thank you.
care. Good to see you as
Okay.
always.
Good, take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, dear.
Bye.
Anybody else got any movies they want to throw in there? I watched. I went and saw Avatar, the third one.
Is it good?
I mean, it sort of depends. I liked it. Okay, it's very colorful and lots of special effects, sort of like the other ones. It's probably taken his craft farther, from the beginning to where it is now. It's just like we saw IMAX 3D, and it's just special effects are outstanding. I don't see how he couldn't win, the Academy Award for special effects. But I mean,
Is it a movie?
Huh?
Is it a movie?
You mean, is there a movie theme in there?
I mean, is there a
Sure. There's
Story?
it's kind of like, okay, like my kids were saying, or it's kind of like the other ones.
Yeah.
The oppression of the native people.
You know what? An
Avatar.
Avatar. Yeah, Avatar reminded me of a sci-fi Dances with Wolves. It's kind of the same story. It's
The first
native.
one, I never saw the second one, but third one was good enough. I started watching one battle after another. I'll finish watching that. That's pretty good. It seemed pretty good.
I've heard that's really good.
I've heard too, but I haven't gotten into it yet.
I started watching with Cindy the My Next Guest Needs No Introduction series with David Letterman.
Yes.
And it's been surprisingly really good. Even people I wouldn't think I would want to hear about, I've kind of enjoyed watching those.
Yeah,
I've seen a few of them. They're good.
I had mentioned some time ago that one with the F1 driver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Brad Pitt one?
Huh?
The Brad Pitt one?
No,
No,
the actual F1 driver.
Lewis. His name escapes me.
He was one of the
Because-
guests, and My Next Guest Needs No Introduction.
Yeah,
That-
yeah. Because Letterman's got such a racing background.
Mhm.
It was pretty interesting.
Well, I'm gonna go see the not what is it? Not Macbeth.
Hamnet.
Hamnet?
Hamnet.
Yeah, I want to see that. I haven't seen
Yeah,
it yet.
about Shakespeare's child.
Yeah. I mean, we read the book years ago. So I imagine it's gonna be pretty good. I know that the lady, she already won an award last night for Best Actress.
Well, was it
Buckley.
Golden Globes?
Critics' Choice.
Critics'
Oh.
Choice. Buckley, what's her name? Something Buckley, Jessie Buckley. Is that her name?
I'm sorry.
Know who I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
I think I'm seeing Marty Supreme tomorrow.
Oh, that'll be good.
Yeah, it's
He
supposed to be
won
good.
the Best Actor award. Same thing.
Oh, he did? Oh, okay, good.
Huh?
Timothy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Chalamet or whatever. Yeah.
I saw Wicked for Good.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
That was surprising.
It's good.
Did you like it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Great music.
Did you think it was weird that they never could show ruby red slippers and
Yes. And
Yeah, there were
why,
a
do
few
you know
other
the
things, too.
reason?
they don't have the copyright on it, or they wouldn't allow them.
Ah,
Wouldn't allow them to. So she like They showed her slippers. I don't know that they ever referred to them as ruby red slippers, but
They
Yeah.
didn't.
They
showed
didn't.
them.
They were kind of white or, yeah.
Sparkle.
Yeah.
Light
White.
color.
Yeah.
Beige patent leather.
No.
Kind of takes away from it a little bit, you know.
Yeah, it does. But, it was good. It was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did too. It's good.
So Wicked for Good is like Wicked, a precursor to
The Wizard of Oz.
Wizard of Oz. So does this one end at, like, you can walk into Wizard of Oz?
Well, you hear about the girl Dorothy at the end. You hear about that they're talking about the girl Dorothy, but that's where it ends. Someone said they're doing another.
That's just what I was going to ask.
Someone said
God.
that, and I was trying to figure out how could, what do they're going to have to redo Wizard of Oz. I just can't figure out what they would do, but
No, they shouldn't do that.
either read
That would
that
be
or
bad.
heard that somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
There's a
too
lot
much
of
money
funny
involved.
scenes and funny lines, and like Glinda when she sees the real Dorothy, going down the Yellow Brick Road, and she calls Toto Dodo. Oh, there's Dodo. Little things like that if you're listening close, you'll pick up on, and they're absolutely hilarious.
Mhm.
She's pretty good. Ariana Grande.
Mhm.
Yes.
She did her Saturday Night Live thing. That was real good.
Well, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one.
But I mean, so Donna, did you see Wicked for Good?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, they could make a play on the kind of the final scene there.
Absolutely,
Well-
they could.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but
Mhm.
Yeah. They could. Yeah. Yeah.
I was just guessing that there's too much involved not to be a
Third one.
movie.
Well, this one was the actual, play. These two parts were the play. And then, so this is how the play ended. So they'd have, there'd have to be a script.
Well, the play was based on a novel that came well before the
Yeah.
play. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read the novel, gosh, 20 years ago, I think.
Yeah, I remember it too. I think I
it was-
had it for a long time. Yeah. So,
I saw Begonia.
oh yes, and
Have you seen it?
no.
Begonia, it's yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, if you want to see a movie that's kind of far out and all that, it's kind of semi-science fiction. It's pretty good.
Huh.
Jesse Plemons. It's, I don't know. It's going to be up for awards.
know,
I'm pretty
I know.
sure. But it's about, he thinks that she's a alien, and so he kidnaps her and takes her to the basement, starts interrogating her. And and you're like, it's wild. It's up our interest.
Huh.
Well, Bella's bugging me. I'm going to head out, but I will see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right.
Okay.
Take care.
All right.
Do the same.
Bye.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys.
Bye.
I guess it's time for
Yeah.
all of us.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah,
they're
everybody.
see ya.
Time for dinner. Take care.
Okay. Bye.
I would say that they
Bucks.
are keeping us in the theaters. Nobody picked a movie
Mhm.
that wasn't a theater movie, so that's good. There's a lot came out at Christmas.
When do the nominations come out for the Academy Awards? Is it in February? I don't remember
I think that's right.
that they announce them, so I'm going to be curious to see. Past couple of years, I've done my best to see every single movie that was up for Best Picture, but I don't think I care to do that this year.
I thought February was when the show was, so
No, it's usually in March.
March.
Yeah, it seems like it is. Maybe April. Hell, I don't know.
There's nine of them, and you've probably already seen 3 of them at least.
You think?
Well, I have.
Yeah, you see everything.
Only if you've seen Sinners, huh?
Yeah.
I have not seen Sinners.
It's streaming now, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I'm sure it is.
I mean, one battle after another is, and it is streaming. I think the question is like, can you get it for free? I think you can get it for free on one of them. One battle after another, that's on HBO. So might as well watch it that way if you can. But
It doesn't require a big screen.
the only one I've seen that you couldn't do at home would be that Avatar one.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't.
Otherwise, but I
you
still
seen
like
it?
it out to the theater, huh?
Have you seen Avatar?
Yeah,
I mean the third one.
the third one, yeah, we saw it last week. Everybody, we all had colds, flus, and stuff like that. We were like barely getting out. We were like, what do we do? I guess we'll watch a movie.
Go give it to everybody else at the theater.
Yeah, they gave it to us,
Yeah. Hand out masks for the people around you.
Right.
You
Yeah.
want some of my popcorn or Coke?
Yeah.
Well, you guys take care. I'm going to go eat dinner.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Good to see
All
everybody.
right,
Care,
let's
same.
see ya.
See
Take
ya.
care.
Bye.